Hey, it's Weather on Demand for Friday, October 3rd, and we check on temperatures first thing this morning. 50s almost all across the board. We still had some warm spots kind of in the warm sector still, and places like Newberry at the 8 o'clock hour checking in into the 60s, 62 there. Still watching a bit of a strong south wind over the far eastern UP, but it's a west to northwest wind over much of west and central upper Michigan. Sawyer Airport checking in with a sustained winds into the teens, peak wind gusts 20 to 30 miles an hour. So maybe a touch of fog first thing this morning. A quick glance at radar estimated rainfall, and we had some good soaking rain over the past day or so. Half an inch in some of the lighter rainfall amounts, but the rainfall amounts really begin to ramp up this morning with an inch and a half to almost 2 inches of rain in some of those soggier places. And I'll remind you that our radar usually struggles to pick up on that action over the Copper Country and Keweenaw because of some beam blockage over the high terrain of Marquette County. Still watching some good soaking rain, the green indicating more of a moderate type of rainfall, briefly locally heavy types of rain, looking into the yellows, oranges, maybe a brief shade of red here and there. But as we span out, you can see the drier air working in, and we watch that cold front settling in. This is that reinforcing cold front, which eventually is going to mix in with all this mess working through the Great Lakes, and that's going to continue to be a problem for us. They got some storminess down through that Mississippi River Valley, but as we continue to see this thing evolve, really, the big headline is going to be centered over the Great Lakes region. Now, we're, like I said, in the warm sector now. Detroit 68, we're 52, so you're beginning to feel that cool front. Obviously, we have a ways to go. Lots of cool air working through those high plains. Regina now, upper 20s. And some of those cooler spots like Billings, Montana, checking in right around that freezing point. So that cold air is going to continue to filter in. And as that happens, some drier air also works in along these strong west winds. Those winds, a big factor for us. So there'd be kind of a drying trend, isolated shower activity through the day. And then with these winds, there could also be some problems with area beach erosion, maybe some coastal flooding too. For tonight, rain returns with that reinforcing shot of cold air. Could be cool enough for some wet flurries or some of those snow pellets to mix into the high terrain of the western UP. Otherwise, it's rain into our early Saturday. Sunday, similar stories. This low kind of just spins like a top around the Great Lakes. So we're going to see kind of a parade of disturbances riding in. Plenty of opportunity for rain, mainly lake effect variety. There'll be some limited snow Saturday night into our Sunday morning. Just a dusting, I would think. And that low continues to plague us right into next week. As we look at today, again, these strong west winds develop. Gusts could approach 40 miles an hour. Wave heights 8 to 12 feet or so along those exposed portions of upper Michigan. So you guys that deal with some limited flooding concerns, coastal flooding, some beach erosion, you may have that problem along the windward side of the Keweenaw and again along Marquette and Alger County shores. But through the day, rain should be somewhat hard to come by. Rain does return through the overnight. Falling temperatures a big theme for us, especially over the western UP. Otherwise, we look over the east end, we're talking 50s, low and mid 50s, even upper 50s in some of the warmer places. For tonight, rain does make a comeback. And that'll begin to get going around 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern and continue spreading across the upper peninsula. Cold air also accompanying that front, so there could be some wet snow into our early Saturday morning. We see that here, especially over the western UP. Otherwise, continued rainy and coolest near Lake Superior shoreline Saturday. You can see on the TV 6-day forecast, we head back to work. We're still dealing with some of the effects of this low pressure system, but it kind of becomes more diffuse and weakens as it pulls away Tuesday into our Wednesday. We see a subtle warming trend as we dry out by midweek. Stay dry, stay safe. Thanks for watching and have a great weekend.